were like deep into said hookup, he saw like commented on my skin, like, wow, like your skin's actually really beautiful. Like, wow, I've never been with anyone as dark as you. It's going so well. Like, your dark chocolate skin is so good. Like,
And you're watching Tyra Talks. Don't forget to subscribe and follow my Instagram. Link in description.
hello and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. Although I guess it's like the second week into the new year, so I guess I can stop saying that now. But anyways, today's video is a story time. Let us jump into this story. So I'm Tyra. I'm from Philadelphia. That's a nice big old city, okay? Now, this is a college story time. I mentioned that I'm from Philly and it's a big old city because the college I went to is in rural Pennsylvania, like Shippensburg, PA, okay? So being at this school, it's like over 70% white, and there's also international students and stuff like that. I think the school has like less than 10% black students or something. Over the years, obviously the amount of kids has fluctuated and stuff like that, but the point is over 70% of the children there are white, which means if you're looking for a nice, educated, strong black man, it's very difficult to find because you and everybody else are looking for that, okay? And as for me, I don't discriminate. I like black guys, I like white guys, I like mixed guys. While I was at school, I was able to make a couple of friends. As you can tell, like, I post these videos. I'm very, very social. That said, the people I choose to keep around me, I think are pretty similar to me. But in one way I like for my friends to be different is in the sort of men they're interested in. I don't like to be friends with people who like the same sort of guys I like. I don't like it because then there's competition, right? Now it's, oh, there's a cute guy. Is he going to choose you or me? You know what I mean? Or, you know, we got to fight each other for this man. I don't like that. So all the girls that I chose to associate with in college, like early on in college, we had different senses of who we thought were attractive. And so far, that really worked for me. So one of my best friends around this time, let's call her Imani. So this friend Imani was also taking this music class. Now, I guess they had like assigned seats or something like that. And she ended up noticing this guy that was real cute. Let's call him Noah, okay? She would tell me all the time about this kid Noah in her music class. But the big thing about this kid Noah, she never gave him a name. She just called him music class because he was a guy from music class. But like I said, we're gonna call him Noah. So she was constantly telling me about Noah, constantly telling me about Noah, constantly telling me about Noah. And then one day she just came and was like, yeah, I don't think that Noah likes black girls. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, because like I was all up in his face. Like I've been spitting mad game and he hasn't been catching what I've been throwing. But today in class, there was this white girl talking to him, flirting with him, and he was catching everything that she was throwing. So I just think he don't like black girls. And I was just like, okay. And I say, okay, because you can't just assume that a guy doesn't like you because you're like a black woman. He could just not like you because he doesn't like you. Just like with guys, everybody's different. Like everybody has a different vibe. So I thought like maybe he just don't like her vibe. You know what I mean? Like maybe he just don't find her attractive. Like just simple as that. Like very, very easy. It doesn't have to be like, oh, he hates all black women. But anyways, in being friends with Imani, I told you guys, like I was always going out pre-vid. Listen, at school, every single party, I'm out. People know me like I'm a party girl, things of that nature. So at my school, there was these apartments called Creekside. So you got like, you know, the campus, the university, and you got like off-campus housing. And that was one of the places that the school shuttle stopped at. The school shuttle. I don't know, like I guess the ages of people that watch my videos is usually like, you know, 18 to like 25. So if you're like 18 and you're looking for schools or you have a school, look and see if they have a shuttle. Because if you want to go out to parties and stuff, you won't have to take public transportation or Uber or something like that. Just look and see when the shuttle comes to get on there. And the shuttles are great because usually it's other people who are going to parties. So if you're nice and friendly, when you're on the shuttle, people will tell you where the parties are at. Like people tell you the tea. So definitely get on the shuttle. So anyways, when you go to these college parties, usually like if it's like a nice drawing, obviously a lot of people are going to want to come, right? And it's good if you have somebody stand at the door because then you can sort of monitor how many people are inside and you know how many people are waiting, but then you can also monitor like how many girls and how many guys, because depending on who throws the party, it might be a lot of guys inside, it might be a lot of girls inside. It's sort of hard to like get a mix. So a doorman is good. They keep things Gucci. So I go to Creekside, like, I don't know, it seemed like every weekend at this point. And every time I would go, there would be this super cute doorman, okay? Apparently he like was on the football team or used to play on the football team. I don't really know, but he was fine, like just fine, okay? So he lets me and my friends into the party or whatever. It's cool. The next weekend I go, I see him, he lets me and my friends in, and like both times that we come and he lets me and my friends in, like I'm the one talking to him to try and convince him to open the door. Cause you know, like when you go to parties and there's like doormen and stuff like that, they'd be like, oh, we're full, there's too many people, blah, blah, blah. So you definitely need somebody to go and like talk to them to like try and get you in. So like I'm definitely that person that's gonna talk. So like the next 2 weekends it's been me like talking to him, like flirting with him, and it seems like he was feeling me, and I feel like, I mean, he was very cute, so I was definitely feeling him, but like I don't know, we never ended up like leaving together or exchanging numbers or anything like that. So this is like the 3rd time or so that we're coming to this party, this Creekside place. We get there, same doorman is there, talk to him, he lets me and my friends in. So I actually wait for all my friends to go in, and then I start talking to the bull. I'm like, hey, like, what's good with you? Every time I come, like, you're flirting with me, you're talking to me, like, what's good? Like, do you like me? Like, what's up? And he's like, yeah, like, you're mad cute or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, just very, like, you know what I mean? Just, like, trying to, like, stand off, like, you know what I mean? Like, not trying to give too much. He wasn't trying to give too much. So I'm just like, okay, do you like me or don't you like me? Like, just let me know, because I like you, and I'm trying to see where this is gonna go. So he was like, well, just go in, have a good time, and like, we'll see what happens. I'm like, okay. So I go in, I'm with my friends, we're dancing. And this was around the time when, what is that song? Work, I send me off it. This is when that song came out. And so I'm in there, I'm with all my friends, we're like dancing, turning up, having a great time. And then, oh boy, like the doorman, he ends up coming up to me and he's like, hey, like, what's up? Like, let's go right now, I'm ready to go. And I'm like, okay, excuse me, sir. I'm sitting here chilling with my girls. We're dancing, turning up. Like, why are you trying to go right now? He's like, look, like, I'm just trying to go. Like, there's nothing in here for me. Like, there's nobody in here I'm interested in. I'm just interested in you. And, like, I already know what I want, so let's just go. And I'm like, boy, like, come on. Like, yes, I've been sweating you for, like, multiple weeks at this point. But, like, come down. Like, I just got here. I'm chilling. I'm dancing. I'm vibing. So I'm in there. I'm still dancing. I'm talking to my friends. I'm like, what y'all think I should do? What y'all think I should do? Like, do y'all think I should leave him? Yeah, just leave him. And they're like, yes, girl, you've been waiting for him. You like him. Da, da, da. He's so cute. Just leave him. Just go. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, fine. I will go. So I'll go over to a boy. I'm like, hey, like, I'm ready to head out. Like, what's good? He's like, all right, let's go. So we leave, and that's when things start to get a little bit weird, because when we're walking to his place, he's taking me on all these like loop-de-loops. And I told y'all, I took the school shuttle to get here. We're not taking a shuttle to get to his place. Mind you, he lived in this place called Bard, which is like, I mean, pretty close, but not really. Either way, we could have called a shuttle and just got on there. There was no need for us to be walking at like, you know what I mean, 12, 1 o'clock. But nevertheless, he was fine. And I was thirsty. So I went. So I'm following him. He's walking way ahead of me too. That's like another thing that was like killing me, because it's like, okay, if we're leaving together from a party, like obviously we're about to go hook up. Why are you walking so far ahead of me? You know what I mean? Like usually when you're leaving with the hookup, y'all are like holding hands. It's like very lovey, very givey. And he was like, you know what I mean? Half a football field ahead of me, clearly not trying to let people know that like we're walking together. So it was weird. But anyway, we get to his place and he was like, yeah, this is like a football house. I don't play football no more. I used to, but you know, a lot of my buddies still play football. But again, you know, nobody's here, so you'd be good. So I'm like, okay, so I come in. And it definitely looks like a football house. And football houses is usually a lot of lights, a lot of cardboard box, like beer things just everywhere, like license plates everywhere, stolen signs everywhere. Just very much so a bunch of dudes probably live here. Go upstairs, get to his room, and he like immediately cuts off the lights. He got his little single bed in there. It's like a small room. I guess it's clean. I mean, there was nothing on the floor, so I guess it's like clean. And like he has his TV on or whatever. And so we just, you know, we get in the room, and I'm just thinking, okay, well, I sort of like know what we're here to do. So I just like start getting dressed. He starts getting dressed. And immediately I'm just sort of not liking how this is going, because I don't feel like it's going how any of my other experiences have gone. Because number one, like I said, we left the party. We were not like hand to hands leaving on some like cool chill stuff. It was very much so on some covert secret op stuff. We get into your room like, okay, you cut the lights off immediately. Like there was no like looking around, like there was no chats. They're still warming up, buttering up. It's very much so we get to your room, we're cutting off the lights, and everyone's getting undressed. So it was like, okay, that's like something else that doesn't really go well. Two, there was no sort of like foreplay. It's very much so I made attention. I'm like, down, let's get into it. And that is something that I'm not used to. That is not something that I usually do. But again, I had been plotting on this person for a while at this point, and it's like finally here, finally time to do it. So I'm just like, okay, like, even though all these things are not going well, I'm here with the football player. So let's just, have it happen. We're getting into it, and he's making these comments about my skin tone. Now, something specific I left out is when I was getting undressed, he was like, wow, your skin tone looks really amazing. He said something like that, and I just sort of ignored him. But like I said, once we get into it and we're like deep into said hookup, he's all like commenting on my skin. Like, wow, like your skin's actually really beautiful. Like, wow, I've never been with anyone as dark as you. It's going so well. Like, your dark chocolate skin is so good. Like, this is his like version of, I guess, like dirty talk or something. Like all of his efforts to try and make this a better experience is just commenting on how beautiful and chocolate and voluptuous my chocolate dark skin. I was just confused because I'm like, what is going on? And like so confused to the fact where I just stopped the hookup altogether. I was like, aren't you black? And he was like, I mean, yeah, like I'm biracial. And I'm like, okay, so who's black? Like your mom or your dad? He's like, my mom. And I was like, is she like chocolate or is she like my skin tone? He was like, oh, like she's way darker than you. Like she's super, super black. Like she's chocolate. And I was like, oh, okay, so like your aunties are black and like your grandmas are black. He's like, yeah, yeah. And I'm just like, okay, so why are you having this weird like experience with me right now? Like, why are you making this uncomfortable? And he's like, I mean, you're the darkest girl I've ever been with. Like I'm, like this is new for me. Like this is a new experience. I'm really just trying to be here and just be present. Like I'm just in awe at just like how gorgeous you look, even though you're so dark. And it was just weird because it's like, are you trying to compliment me? Because this is not a flex. This is not a flex. This is not a compliment. You're a whole entire freaking weirdo right now. So at this point, it's sort of like, do I just keep going even though I feel uncomfortable and like this guy is not giving what I thought he was gonna give? Or do I keep going and then tell all my friends, like, yeah, I did it, smash bull, it was crazy, he a hoe. Like, which role do I take, right? So for me, I decided to take the high road because I got dignity and respect for myself. So like the next day, it's breakfast time, we're going. And by we, I mean all my friends, we're all meeting up. It's brunch time. We're talking about our evenings, what happened. Some people are talking about how they see me leave with that foreign football player, okay, that I've been plotting on. And I'm like, yeah, I did go. And, it didn't give what it was supposed to give, but I was there. I was there. I told him basically he had this whole thing with skin tone and kept commenting on how dark I was. And it made me very uncomfortable. And obviously I started talking about his mom while he was like in me. So like definitely kills the mood, but like he was killing it first, okay? Like it was just very uncomfortable. But anyways, while I'm sort of giving a little bit of the story and like how my night went and everything, Imani's there and she's listening and she's like, wait, is his name Noah? Is it Noah? Is the guy who hooked up, is his name Noah? And I was like, yeah, his name's Noah. Like, why? And she's like, bro, that's music class. That's music class. That's what I was telling you about. And I'm like, I don't really know what to say. You're telling me that the guy that you've been telling me about, who you've never shown me a picture of, you've never told me his name, that guy is the same guy that I just had this crazy, weird experience with. And she's like, yeah, bro. And she was mad. It was like, yeah, bro, I can't believe you. And she started cursing me out, y'all. She was like, yeah, you always gotta sleep with everybody. You don't want to leave no men for nobody else. And I was like, whoa. Pause, shorty. Pause. Pause. Okay. If you liked this person and you know what I mean, like wanted to be with this person, wanted whatever, what have you, with you and this person, I think in order to make sure that this happens, right, I would show pictures. I would tell people this person's government name. I would maybe go to a football game. I don't know. I would make it apparent that this is the person that I'm interested in. You've never told me this person's name. You never showed me what this person looked like. So first of all, what is with all this negative smoke? Because I pursued this guy that I've been seeing like out at parties, even though I didn't know that this same guy that I've been pursuing out at parties is the same guy that you've been seeing in music class. Dude, if you like this guy and you know what I mean, want to see something with this guy, if you listen to my story, it's not going to happen. And I just say this because Imani is like a beautiful, like chocolate, like actually chocolate, like beautiful girl. Again, I'm not chocolate. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like more brown. and if I'm dark, if I'm a dark skinned goddess, okay, it makes sense that he's been paying you dust and he has been listening to you. Not that he's right. It's just you're not his preference, which I personally think is an issue, but you know, that's not what this video is about. But anyway, she was mad at me, aired me out. And I mean, I have a whole nother story coming about Imani and how she like switched up, but it was just really strange because like I said, I never knew anything about specifically who this person was. And also we liked different sort of guys. So it wouldn't even occur to me to think that like, this is the person she's interested in. But so the moral of this story is, I think if you're like sleeping with people and pursuing people, I think it's important if you have friends to like show pictures and say real names. Because you don't want to have an instance where even if you have different tastes with someone that you guys are pursuing the same person. So I feel like if you're friends, you should be honest. I think too, what is an important moral is to have standards for yourself. You know what I mean? There was like several red flags on my way to Bull's house, like him walking ahead of me and you know what I mean? Him coming in, cutting off lights. Like, you know what I mean? Like there was just sort of like a lot of like weird red flags that, you know, he wasn't trying to romance the girl. But I mean, still too, I wasn't out here, you know what I mean? Trying to be his like girlfriend. I was just looking for, you know what I mean? A good time, not a long time, but I got in an interesting time, a colorist time. So I think that you should know your worth. Like I said, I had two options. I could have continued like hooking up with this person and then told people it was all great or whatever, or I could have had like a little bit of respect for myself and just like left because clearly this was not giving what it was supposed to have gave. So I would say the moral of the story, like I said, is to stand up for yourself and to respect yourself. I feel like be free, you know what I mean? Do what you want, see who you want, you know, pop punan wherever you want, and stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself when it comes to the friend. If somehow you and some friend ended up with the same person, but neither of you disclose who, you know what I mean, the names or what the person looked like stand up for yourself. Like, this is not your fault that y'all are just out here mixing. That's like an issue with college in general. Whenever you go to these tiny colleges, everybody knows everybody. Everybody's been with everybody. And especially if you go somewhere where it's like a majority white school, like, dude, if you're looking for people of color, everybody didn't have everybody. So you need to really like go and explore the other colleges altogether. But make sure you like this video and comment down below. If you've ever had anything like this happen to you, what would you have done? Make sure you like this video and share this video with someone who you think might enjoy it, because if you watched this far, you enjoyed it, you liked it. So share it with someone else, because I think they're gonna like it and enjoy it too. Until next time, make sure you watch any of these videos on the screen because they're all great too.